Hello all, this is the Retro Bear back once again in the gaming pantry for a very rare thing. It's a pickups video. Yes, no community shoutouts this week, no Atari 2600 gameplay that nobody watches, no Doctor Who videos. No, we're doing a straightforward, good old-fashioned pickups. Welcome to the channel if you are here for the first time. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. And if you are here returning once more, thank you very much indeed for your continual support. And I do hope that you are all well. And we're now 17th of May, which is the first day of this sort of technically nearly unlocking everything, but not quite. Although this Indian virus strain is beginning to probably bite harder than it should do. The interesting thing is Mrs. Bear's had a notification today to have her second vaccination shot, which is tomorrow. It's only 9 weeks after she had her first one, so really pleased to hear that. So hopefully I shouldn't be too far down the line, although it's been less than 3 weeks since I had mine. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Let's address the game in the room first of all, because we always do that. And again, I'm running through this Xbox, running loads of emulation off it at the moment, and this is Roadrunner on the Atari 2600, because I didn't know existed. And it's not bad actually. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad considering this was probably about 5 years old. This was converted to the 2600 in 1989. It's an 84 arcade game. I mean, for what it is, I don't think it's too bad. I think it's pretty good. And the characters are fairly well defined. You've got the Roadrunner there, and there's the Coyote there, and there's different things. Obviously, it's not quite as detailed as the original version, but anyway, that's what it is. So, yeah, there may be a gameplay on that. If somebody wants to watch it, let me know. No one wanted to watch the last one. But that's how it is. Sometimes gameplay videos don't do what you think they're going to do, and then some do better than others. I don't know. Anyway, excuse the slight hoarseness at the moment. I've been on the phone all day at work, so it's been very warm. I've got a storage heater which is stuck on in my office, which I need to get somebody at work to have a look at. But I honestly thought I was coming down with something earlier today. It was very, very warm in there, but my forehead is cold, so I don't have a temperature. Anyway, so what's this pickups video? And this is basically, we've got a few YouTubers together, which was great because they came from all parts of the country. Well, not quite all parts of the country. Two came from sort of technically the same area, and somebody else came from down south, and there's another YouTuber thrown in there as well who's from my area, so that was quite good. But prior to this, I went out again on Saturday. I couldn't find anything at all. Again, not saying that places didn't have games, but I went in, I think it was probably 18 charity shops, and probably a third of those didn't have any games at all. So it was a bit of a miserable old day Saturday. I was due to go to Old School Gaming with Retro Kit on Saturday, but John had another appointment, so it seemed to be a bit tight to try and get up there and do that. So we might do that this coming Saturday. But I did get a message during the week from Rollercore, Young Edward, and he said, a couple of us are thinking of coming down to Vintage Gamer, which is my local independent, and on Sunday, if you're going to be around. I said, well, yeah, I should be around. I said, but what time are you thinking of getting here for? And he said, well, 12 o'clock. And I said, well, they shut at 3 because only, Sunday hours, only open 11 till 3. I said, so, you'll need to be getting around there pretty sharpish. Won't give you time, much time to do anything else. So that was okay. Went to bed Saturday night. Very, very tired, and I sort of lay in Sunday morning, which I never do. Never lay in bed Sunday morning. That's the missus. In fact, I think we were both lying there, and I actually kept going back to sleep, and she actually got out of bed earlier than I did, which is very, very rare. And I got a message on my phone from Eddie about 9:20 or something like that, saying but it was from the night before. So I just turned my phone on, or was it early in the morning? It was early in the morning. He sent a message at 7:30 early in the morning to say, just to let you know, we're coming down at 11 now. I'm like, okay. So I just sent a message back, yeah, no problem, see you later. That was about 9:20. I went back to sleep again. I then got woken up by a message at 10 to 10 from Big Game Al, who was also coming up from his part of the world. And he said, can we still park at the car park near Vintage Game? I said, well, yeah, providing you're there quickly enough. I said, I'm not sure if the church is on or anything like that. He said, okay, well, I should be there for 11. And I thought, hang on, I thought we were meeting at 12. And because I've been back to sleep again, I completely forgot to have this conversation with Eddie to say, yeah, we're going to be there at 11 o'clock. So I sort of staggered out of bed about 10 to 10 on Sunday morning, And Mrs. Bear had very kindly decided to suggest we'd had sausage sandwiches before. Yeah, well, I thought, well, I'm going to have, literally going to be able to have time, go downstairs, have a cup of coffee, have a sandwich, have a wash, get dressed and get out. And I didn't make it till about 11:15, but I was half asleep when I got there. So if you were in my company on Sunday and appeared half asleep, don't worry about it. That's exactly what it was. Then it was a very long week. Long week last week. So Eddie and Big Game Al were there. We were also joined by Ink Northerner, Paul, who sort of came a bit later, so about 11:45 I think he arrived. And he doesn't live overly far from where Eddie does, so good hour or so and a quarter there in the M6. So we all met up with Vintage Gamer and we got some stuff. So I'll show you that first. I've got some other stuff to show you, and then I'm going to say my big purchase to the end, because it's a big thing. I'm not going to make a big thing out of it, but it is a big thing for me. And it's actually a very historical moment, so do stay tuned. My average viewing time is 4 minutes, so hang about. So anyway, what do you get Vintage Gamer? Well, I decided first of all to go through the Master System stuff. So I've got some Master System stuff to show off here. There's a freebie, and I'll show you what I picked up first of all, because I'm really chuffed with this one. Any who've been to the shop will know exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's basically what the shops is. I know what they're like. They're sort of like converted houses. So it's a very sort of strange layout. You sort of walk in, there's a big sort of shop area, and then there's a section round the back, and there's another section out the back, and then off the main shop area to the left hand side there's a sort of like storeroom, and there's another area, tiny area, and there's another room out the back, and out the back is where all the 8-bit and 16-bit stuff, because a lot of people know I've been doing a lot of 8-bit stuff recently. And I was in there the previous week with Retro Kit, and again, it's a sort of place you can go in somewhere, miss something in 1 week and come back the next week and you find something you're looking for. I had I missed this last week, was this here? And I've done it before, because I've gone in there and said, oh, you must have had these in since last week, and the last time I was in here I said, no, we've had no new stock for this system at all, so you've just missed something completely. So while I was rummaging around in the Amiga stuff, I picked up this, which is Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters. Now, it's an unremarkable arcade game, which at the time was converted very well to the home systems, but although it rated very well, people tended to ignore it because they hadn't heard of the arcade game, or they thought, well, the arcade game was pretty average. But I used to play this version with a friend of mine who now lives in Australia. I've seen him for about 6 years. And this was a game, you know, I sort of think about it earlier today, we sort of played 4 games, I think, as 2 players, a lot. Kick-Off 2 on the Amiga, Sensible Soccer on the Amiga, Mike Reed's Pop Quiz on his Commodore 64, and this one. So when I saw this was in there, I thought, oh well, I'll have a quick look. Now, there is a couple of cracks across the back, which I should have been taking a bit more care and attention to picking up. That's the arcade machine there as well. You can just see that there. But it's like an isometric sort of like, sort of what's it, Sonic 3D, sort of like that perspective. But you're sort of running around with like 2 sort of Flash Gordon types with ray guns and all these wonderful sort of robot monsters you've got to try and kill and things like that. It's honestly, it's absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's even got this little, there's a little booklet there which comes with it as well. I think that's the instructions in French. Yeah, we get nice big long instructions in English, but now you French people have to wait for a much smaller one. Just take the inlay out. Oh, the case is broken as well. The case is broken. I'll just show you the disc as well. I did check the disc before I picked it up. That's it there. So the 3.5-inch floppy disc. What's one of those? I hear you cry, most people. Well, that's what it is. But yeah, so I got that, and I thought I've got to have that game. Even though I haven't tested my Amigas for a very long time yet. That'll be an interesting way of working out. But yeah, so Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters on the Amiga. That was the first thing I picked up. Excusing the lighting at the moment because I'm trying to do natural sunlight today, so I've had to close the curtain to block the sun off there, which isn't quite working properly, because you can see that there is reflecting off the PlayStation 2 wall, but hopefully we should be all right. So then I decided that I was going to upgrade my go to the Master System stuff. So I always get drawn to the Master System stuff in Vintage Gamer. I don't know why. I think it's because I know that box NES and box SNES are going to be too much for me, and box Mega Drive, these bonkers, so I'm going to keep away from that. I'll just stick on something I know a lot about, and they've always got a good selection in there. Granted, you've probably seen them all 3 or 4 times, but they've always got a good selection. I thought, well, while I'm here, I thought, well, it would be nice at one point in my entire life to own a complete, now not a complete collection, but a series of, a collection of games where I've got the boxes. Okay, and that's what I want. And realistically speaking, it's going to be difficult for me to sort of do that with some of these things. I mean, I haven't got many loose Mega Drive cartridges, but to upgrade some of those would sort of cost, a little bit. Obviously, SNES is out of the question. I can't upgrade all my loose carts with box SNES. It's just impossible. Same with the N64. So I thought, well, and the NES, to be honest with you. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll try, and if I can possibly do it, I'm just going to adjust this a second. Okay. I will try and upgrade my loose cartridges to boxed versions on the Master System, because if I do that, then it'd be nice to have, say, oh, well, if I've got 40 or 50 Master System games, I've probably nearly got 40 or 50, somewhere in between. If they're all boxed versions, that would look really nice. So that's what I've done. So I've got 7 here to show you. 3 of them are upgrades on what I've already got, and 4 of them are brand new to my collection. First one, which I should have put them in order. First one I've got, which should have dusted these before I came. I'll give you an idea how long they've been on their shelves at Vintage Gamer. First one hasn't got a hang tab on it, which is a bit disappointing. But this is Tennis Ace. Not a particularly hard game to find. They did have 2 copies of this. Eddie's taken one because he needs one for one of his challenges. And I'm very pleased to say, from my point of view, he got the one with the worst manual on it. But I think he may have got a hang tab. I don't know. But my manual's not too bad. But I think he's got a giant curry stain on it or something. Oh, there we go. But yeah, so again, it's not a particularly difficult game to get hold of a copy of this one. But I thought, well, as I was there and they had got a copy of it, I thought I'll grab hold of that one. So it's Tennis Ace. Not a big fan of tennis games, but... And then the other 2 I picked up, which I'll just move these around. There we go. Very, very common game, this one. Not too difficult to find at all. There must be about 10 or 11 copies of this. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, which is a Master System version of the old Mega Drive version. Hasn't got the Sega sticker on this one. That one hasn't either. Oh, it has. That one, no, that hasn't. But that's the inside there. It's a nice manual, nice cartridge. Also got the old... so I'll just show you. I think to find these things in here are just great. And this is the old Master System poster collection thing in there as well. So you can see Sega Games catalogue. There's quite a few games. I've got those in there in Vintage Gamer. So if you are short of a few, I'm sure if you ask Nick nicely, he'll let you take one out there. But yeah, that's a nice one. That's all complete. That's got the hang tab on it as well. A little bit of water damage on the cover, but I ain't so fussed about that, to be fair. I mean, the game is like 30 years old. And the other one I managed to pick up as well, I only got the loose copy of this last year. But again, slight water damage on the cover. This is the best of the 3 they had, and this is Strider. So, got the Sega sticker on that one. So this one actually does sort of tick all the boxes. Again, we've got another catalogue. I didn't put that in there, honest. It's just sort of come from there. And so you can see, nice manual, cartridge in there. The right way around, of course, Stu. We have to get that right, don't we, mate? And there's the back of it there. So those 3 are upgrading my loose cartridge copies. They'll go into my sort of, I have a trade pile. No, my swap pile. I have a swap pile? I don't know. Just stuff I've got doubles of. And I'll if anybody ever wants one, if you want a copy of Strider, Tennis Ace or Castle of Illusion, let me know. I'm sure most of you already got them. And then these 4 were new additions to my collection. And this is Tasmania, which I have got on the Mega Drive. I have got the boxed version. I've got a complete version of that on the Mega Drive. And again, with the manual and the hang tab. I can get a bit fussy about one collection. This might be one of these sort of things here. And then there's the back of the box. You also see a sticker down there as well, which is from a place called Games Exchange, which was up Cannock and Lichfield. No longer in business, because I think Nick bought all the stuff out from there. But yeah, not too bad condition. Again, that one just needs a bit of a brush down, a little bit dusty, but that's what it is. This one, I think there's not a bad copy of this actually. No Sega sticker, but this is Bart versus the Space Mutants. I think it's a very nice looking copy of that one. A little bit of the manual's not the greatest. 2 copies of this now, I think, and this is the best one of the 2. There is a little bit of tearing on the top of the cartridge there, but I'm not too fussed about that really. There we go, Bart versus the Space Mutants. You can see that. This game's been released in every single system. I'm pretty sure it was released on one of the very first Nokia phones. It's James Pond 2 RoboCod. Got a Sega sticker on it, lovely. Cartridge ran the wrong way. There's the manual. So I don't think they're massively expensive or difficult game to pick up, this one, but I've never been a fan of that game. A lot of people love it. I've never really been a fan of it. And then the final one, again, this is Thunderblade, which I had on the Amiga. I don't think I've got a copy of this on the Mega Drive. Disappointing. I don't know, go back and play it now, it looks terrible, this game, it really does. But there we go. Again, not the greatest cover, but I ain't so fussed about that. Might iron out nicely. There we go. So those were those games I picked up there. And also in his bargain bin, because it's not the Retro Bear doing a pick-up in a place where they got a bargain bin without going in there. I actually didn't find this. I think Eddie found it for me. He said, oh, this is free. Do you want it? I said, no, I've got that one. And while I was still waiting for the price of my stuff up, I thought, hang on a second. Have I got that one or not? So I checked my phone. I thought, no, I haven't got this one. I haven't got it at all. So for free, Formula 199 on the PlayStation. Now, the cover was being held together by 2 labels, so luckily I've got a spare cover, so I've managed to swap that out to have a decent looking cover for it. If I can open the bloody thing up now. I can't open it now. Yes, I can. There we go. So it does come with there's the manual, and the disc actually is in pretty good condition. Not much that'll need doing to that one there. And I do love the Formula 1 games. I love my racing games. So Formula 1 99 on the PlayStation 1, that's lovely. So that was all there. That, incidentally, I'll just tell you, including that free game, got that for 50 quid. So that's, I think that's not bad. I suspect that was probably about a tenner. And if I'm chucking in sort of like £6, roughly about £6 each of the box games, it's about right. And they are, they are all complete. They have all got the manuals, and there's only one of them missing the hang tab. So honestly, I thought that's not a bad price at all. In fact, they did give me a bit more than that, but they did knock it down. So that's lovely. So that was that. I'll show you my other one from Vintage Gamer at the end. After this, well, while we were there, we were meant to meet Dainster, who'd been playing football that morning. But of course, when you sort of go, you sort of liaising with Big Game Al, you need to realise it's Big Game Al you're liaising with. And apparently Dainster was waiting for a phone call to tell him what time we were going, because we were going to go to his lock-up and see if there's anything there for us. And he was going to get everything out for us already, but of course, breakdown in communications, possibly, I don't know. Anyway, we sort of wasn't very well organised, so Dainster sort of got to his lock-up and we sort of turned up there. We're basically sort of pulling stuff out of there and having a look. Within 30 seconds of being there, apparently, me and Paul didn't get there till about 2 or 3 minutes after Eddie and Al did, but apparently within 30 seconds of Al being in there, he managed to knock over 2 monitors, because Big Game Al. We love him, he's great. We're just putting stuff out. He's got some great stuff in there, and it was good to see him again. I've not been on the tube lately, but hopefully we'll be back at some point in the future. But yeah, it was nice when we went for the photographs. We went for a drink and something to eat afterwards as well. So it was nice to catch up with everybody. He got a few things in there, so I picked up a few 8-bit pieces and also something else as well. He threw that at me, not quite literally, but that's a demo tape for Your Sinclair, which has got Dan Dare 2 Special Edition, and an exclusive demo of Street Fighter. So those of you who watched my channel recently will know I've got an awful lot of these, and there's another one of these pickups to come from another YouTuber, which will probably be my second video this week. What he also threw at me as well is Fast Food Dizzy on the Spectrum. So I played that on the Amiga when I was a kid. It's quite alright actually, not a bad little game. This one here I've got absolutely no idea on here, but it says 25 new programs for the Spectrum. So looks like a lot of tape in there for that. We'll have to see how that turns out. What else do we get? And then we got some, those are the sort of, I think you just sort of threw at me. These are the three things I managed to pick out. And this is another Atari 2600 game. So I'm beginning to get a few of these. I know Retro Kit's got a couple for me as well. Just nice to find these. And this is one I had when I was a kid. And honestly, I'm not joking, this is in fantastically brilliant condition. One of my all-time favourites. It's Yar's Revenge. Now this, if you've got the Evercade, then there's something called, is it Yar's Return, which isn't, I don't know, I played that for a bit and I didn't like it as much as this. This is an absolute classic from when I was a kid, and it's got the label on it as well. And it's in really good condition, so chuffed to have that one. That's a game we had when we were younger. Picked up an Amstrad game, boxed Amstrad, and I'm really happy to have this one as well, because it's one of my favourite games, and this is Batman the movie. So yeah, it's got a bit of scuffing around the outside, but I think that's not bad, because on the inside it's all complete. Got the traditional Ocean baggie, which we always like to have, tapes in there, the manuals in there, and also there appears to be a receipt in here, which I didn't get out at the time, but we all do love a receipt on our YouTube channels, don't we? We do love a receipt. I can tell you that somebody bought RoboCop and Batman the movie at the same time from a John Menzies. You can't see that, can you? From a John Menzies 4 days before Christmas. So this is probably like been someone's Christmas present in 1989. 21st the 12th, 1989 at 4 o'clock in a John Menzies somewhere. Batman the movie £9.99, RoboCop £9.95, £19.94. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. So that was destined for someone's Christmas present, that was. Which is quite good, because that was the same year that I got my Amiga and a copy of the Batman the movie with it as well. So yeah, I've got that quite a few times now in my collection. I think the one I haven't got is the Amiga one, which is the one I had when I got the ST version, I've got the Spectrum version, I've got the Commodore 64 version, I've got the Amstrad version. I'm not collecting Batman the movie games, it's just one of those things that sort of follows me around. And then Dane's to sort of pick this up out of his sort of gauge he was going through. He says, do you want this? And I said, oh, let me have a look at it. And it's, I'll take that off afterwards. And this is a Spectrum compilation. It's Ocean's Greatest Hits. It's must be I haven't seen before, but there's some real great Spectrum games. Frankie Goes to Hollywood, you got the isometric Batman game, Daley Thompson's Super Test, Knight Rider, Nomad, Street Hawk, and V the Game. All of which I don't know anything about. I'll just show you that all the tapes are there as well. So it's really good to pick up. So yeah, I've never seen that one before, so thrilled to get that. So I think what he's done me on those, I mean, you may say he's done me, I don't know, but he's done me a tenner for that. So it's very good of him, which reminds me I must pay him. But yeah, but I think for, just for Batman, Yar's Revenge and that Ocean compilation, that's just fantastic as itself. For a tenner for those, so I'd happily pay that all day long. So really happy. Excuse me. God, dry today. Talking to customers all day on the phone, it's and you come home and do a video. I've got to do a video because I've got a busy week. I've got this is Monday night I'm recording this. I want to get this video to go up on Tuesday because tomorrow night it's the Eurovision semi-final #1. I can almost hear people turning off at this moment in time. And then Wednesday night I'm on the Bootleggers, VHS Bootleggers, Wednesday at 8 on the VHS Bootleggers channel with Pedro, Retro Chef and Gernaldino Plays. Usually Time Warp James is with us, but he's got a prior engagement, which is a bit of a shame. Doing Bash at the Beach 96 this week, which I've still got to try and watch all the way through. So if you're around Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, pop across that channel. Really, really good fun. Four guys just talking wrestling and having a bit of a laugh and a joke at the same time. And then Thursday night it's Eurovision semi-final 2. And then Friday night it's Friday night. And then Saturday night it's Eurovision. Where am I going to do these videos now? So I'm doing one now and doing one a bit later for uploading that this week. Busy week. Oh man. So the last thing I picked up from Vintage Games, go back to Vintage Gamer. I just want to say thanks very much to Eddie and Al and Paul and Dana for their company on Sunday. It was absolutely great fun. We were out for about near enough 6 hours or so. I'm sorry couldn't get everybody to come back and have a look around the pantry. Though Eddie and Al have been round before. I mean, obviously Paul could have seen it, but another day perhaps, hopefully. But yeah, great company, great to see you guys again. Had a bit of a pint and something to eat afterwards as well under Witherspoons. Really, really good day out. You've got to come down on another day, which is a Sunday. You always come down on a Sunday or a bank holiday. Last year it was August bank holiday, and it's Sunday. Hopefully we can try and arrange maybe do a day in a week or something like that anyway. But yeah, so back to Vintage Gamer. Not Saturday just gone, Saturday before, which would have been the 8th of May. I was in there with Retro Kit and I saw this game and I thought, oh, I wonder how much that is. And I made inquiries about it. I was given a price at the time and I thought, oh, it's a lot of money to spend on the game, which I've got to be honest with you, is just going to sit on my shelf. I've got a space for it, I'm sort of there somewhere. I thought if I buy this, I'm going to be, you know, it's a lot of money to spend on a game I'm probably never going to play. So I then sort of made a mention of this on the Saturday night to a couple of people, and both of them sort of said, oh, you should have got that, it's a good price, it's a cracking price. And I did a bit of research myself and I sort of looked around eBay and whatever, and yeah, the price I was given was an absolute belting price. So I left it a week and I was going to go back in there, and Mrs. Bear was sort of saying, you didn't go back and get that game, it's going to be gone now. I thought, well, if it's gone, it's gone. I ain't so fussed about it. And then Saturday she said, did you get a Vintage Game? I said, no, I'm going to Vintage Game tomorrow. She said, oh, you'll miss that game, then it'll be gone definitely now. And then we got there on a Sunday anyway, and it's still there in the cabinet. Great. And Big Game Al starts poking around that. He said, oh, I was looking at that as well, so we can keep your eyes out of it, mate, because we talked about that last week. That's mine. So I've gone back with the intention of buying it. I've heard stories about people buying this game and how cheaply they got it and now how much it's worth. And I mean, Eddie told me the story about his, where he got his from Game and they stuck one of their stupid stickers on it and he couldn't get the label off without ripping the box. This one, I've got to say, is in pretty good condition. I say pretty good condition. It's bloody amazing. The outside is pretty good. The inside is fantastic. I shall show you everything. Let's be quick. There are a couple of marks around the outside, but I expect that with cardboard. And I'll tell you what I spent at the end. So this is it. Pandora's Tower, the limited edition, on the Wii. I haven't bought any Wii games for a very, very long time. Now I pretty much resign myself to the fact that I'm never going to get the full set because I just can't be bothered. And I'm collecting other stuff now. I'm more interested in that. But this is it. So as you can see, there's the sign down the side. Top of the box there. You can just see there's two little marks on the top there. I guess that's a bit of scuffing. A little bit. I don't know. I think it's scuffing. I think it's just odd bits of cardboard stuck out. There's the back of the box. Now, like I said, this is a game I'm probably never going to play. Not because for what I paid for it, just because it's not my sort of game. But I'm very pleased to say now that I do have this one. I've got the last story, although I've got the foreign version. But again, I'm not like to play it. And there's probably a couple more games which I know that are out there which I probably will need to sort of compile a really good set. But anyway, so this is what you got inside. There's a bag there with, I believe, the instruction booklet. Which just needs a bit of rub over, I think, that one. It's not quite the best condition at the bottom. You can just see there, it's, yeah, a little bit of marking on that one. And then there's also an instruction manual for all the other foreign languages. Which I thought that was some sort of, yeah, but it's actually just some sort of booklet. Yeah, that does need a rub over. So there's that. Then we've got this, which is the art book. Again, I don't think it's actually ever been sort of flicked through, to be honest with you. But yeah, so there's some. Not going to show you all the pictures if I can. There we go. Will your love remain? And there's Eleanor. Now, it didn't automatically fall open on that page, just so you can get the wrong idea. So that's that. That's knocked £5 off the price of it. And then we've got, so So this is the plastic case inside. It's that lovely artwork again, and this cover does have a reversible of that on it on the other side. So if you wanted to stick it on your shelf, you could do that. There's also another instruction booklet, and there's all the weed bumps in there as well. No disc, you notice. When Nick sort of showed me that, he goes, "Where's the disc gone?" But also part of that, you also get this absolutely fantastic steelbook as well. And lo and behold, the disc is in there. So that's it. So you can either put that on your shelf, or you could reverse the cover on that and put that on your shelf with the disc inside it anyway. So there we go. So it is, apart from that little bit of dirt on the front of that manual, which will just require a bit of a rub over with a damp cloth, possibly, or something like that. Doesn't really make any difference because I've already got another instruction manual in that thing anyway, so if it is trashed, I can get rid of it. But yeah, so I'd ummed and ahed about this for a week or so, and like I said, it's probably something I'm never gonna have the opportunity to pick up again cheaply enough, because whenever you look on eBay or wherever, it's always an expensive game, it's always a high price. So 50 quid that was, and that is the most I've ever spent on a game in all my life. I had an Amiga, and then I had a PlayStation, and Mega Drive, then PlayStation 1, PlayStation 3, Xbox. It is the most I've ever spent on a game, and it's going to sit on my shelf probably, or put away somewhere nice. But at that price, I don't think you could argue that. I know that game probably 80 quid on eBay with postage. I think 70, 80 quid certainly. And it'll be in a limited edition as well. There ain't going to be that many knocking around. It's quite a late release for the Wii as well. So, yeah, the Retro Bear spent 50 quid on a game. It's time to change, isn't it? Time to change. But yeah, that's it. So, yeah, some hefty pickups there. But again, it's all coming out of independent games and game shops. Again, I've got no problem supporting local independent game shops at all. But when I my mark of making collections and getting collections and buying stuff comes from picking up games on the cheap, and at the moment that ain't happening, and the stuff just isn't out there. So this may be the way going forward, but that might mean less of this sort of video, which I hope not, because I enjoy doing this. I know people love pickups videos. People love to see what other people have got, but yeah, I'm hoping it's not the beginning of the end of sort of like one of these every couple of weeks or so, because that'd be a real shame. Having said that, people keep sending me stuff. I keep buying stuff off other people as well. I've hopefully got maybe another deal in the pipeline with Sega Zombies. I continue to fund his retirement. Putting it towards his retirement fund. But I'm hoping some will come of that. I've had some stuff sent to me. I mentioned 8-bit stuff. I've had another giant box from, get this, a fan. Someone who watches regularly, you know who you are. And I've got to go through all that stuff and sort all that out, and then go to the big pickup box. I had a massive box arrive. Wasn't expecting that at all. So that's to come as well. So a couple of those to come, and we'll see how we get after that. But yeah, that's it. So hope you've enjoyed that. It's been a bit of a, I don't know what's the word, sedate video, I suppose, really. I don't know. Anyway, I had a great time out with the guys. It'd be fantastic to see everybody again very, very soon. I know there's a couple of events possibly in the pipeline, and Dane said he sort of mentioned about some of the gaming markets, possibly, I think as early as July. We've got possibly Nottingham Gaming Market, and then in September, certainly, on September the 11th. We've got 2021, it's 20 years, isn't it? Oh dear. No, it's not. That's last year. No, it is 20 years this year. It's 20 years. Yeah, anyway, on September the 11th in Birmingham, we've got the Birmingham Game Market as well. Superb. If that goes ahead, we've got a long way to go to get there. 4 months before we get there. Let's hope everything stays on track, because it would be fantastic to get to some of these events and finally meet people that we've been communicating with across the power of YouTube over the last 15 months or so. Keep the faith, everybody. We're nearly there. In the meantime, this is Retro Bear saying thanks very much indeed for watching. Do take care. We will see you again very soon. I'm going to be tea. It's bye for now.